Okay. Okay, there's one more question I want to ask you, and it's an important one. Feeling that you may possibly have passed your prime at 44 years old, and that may be part of the reason why you don't want to compete, or at least for now. How do you feel about the top contender in the world, which would be Kai Greene, being sent an invite to this year's Mr. Olympia, and having him over the past 2 years not competing in the Mr. Olympia? Do you think it's a mistake, and what would be your take on that, or what would be your message to Kai as far as, you know, 'cause as far as I know, he hasn't responded to the invite, which has been, you know, it's been out for a week or two now from Jim Mannion himself and the Olympia promotion. So what do you think about this whole situation, and what's your take on that? What would you tell Kai?
Right. I mean, let's be real. I mean, the last couple years, I mean, Phil really wasn't challenged very hard. I mean, in people's eyes, maybe the competitors think, well, I had a chance. You know, Dexter was the biggest hype after he got second.
Yeah.
And he fell back, I think, last year.
Third.
You know,
Yeah.
and Sean
Got second.
picked up the spot. And, you know, like I said, there's no, I mean, Sean's talking a little bit, but Phil's just staying behind the scenes doing business like he should. But at the same time, you know, he knows he's coming to win the title again.
Yeah, he's confident.
So Kai Greene coming, I mean, listen, Kai has, he has his reasons for not competing. I don't blame him if he does or he doesn't. But maybe he feels like, I know he probably doesn't compete because he's just like, I'm not treated fairly, meaning, you know, he felt he was close a couple of times. But I wouldn't have given up if I was Kai Greene. I would definitely, he's big enough to come back, but Kai Greene's not a young guy either. But he's still at that level to compete.
Right. He's still technically in his prime right now, and he legitimately has a shot of winning the title, don't you think?
Yeah, but I think he's more focused on business right now. I think that's where his head's at, which is smart. I know he's doing some production stuff now.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know myself. I mean, people used to ask why I didn't do or whatever, but we can't. Yeah, we can't look at anyone's business and say, well, he's crazy for not doing it, because it takes a lot to go into a bodybuilding show, especially the biggest show in the world when you're a contender. But I think really they need Kai Greene. He's still the most popular bodybuilder in the world right now. Let's be real. I mean, the movie just came out. He's still the main star of Generation Iron 2, which is in a lot of theaters around the world. He's still probably the most, social media guy. I mean, he has more than me on Instagram and not on Facebook. But I mean, it's like, you know, he's still it, you know.
Yeah.
And they need someone to stand next to Phil Heath that can challenge him. Yeah. And I think he's really the only one that can do that right now.
But if you put yourself in Kai's shoes, and you're still in your prime, and you still feel like you have a shot to win, do you think he's doing himself a disservice by not competing? You never gave up, just like you said. You never gave up, as close as you came, and every time it really hurt not to win. You weren't gonna let them win, meaning like, you know.
I don't know. I mean, listen, Phil's dominant. So if you ask me straight out, you know, Kai Greene at his best or Phil Heath at his best, Phil Heath wins every time.
Okay.
So it's not like, I mean, people would have thought the same thing about Ronnie myself. The thing is Ronnie started to slip, and I picked up where Ronnie fell off. I mean, Ronnie was getting older. He's still 10 years older than me. You know, Phil Heath's younger than Kai Greene, so he's going to start slipping before. And Phil Heath's still running with a lot of steam right now. So I think realistically, Kai Greene owns his own supplements. He owns his own branding. He's doing, you know, his nutritional stuff, whatever. Really, like, what are you looking at the Olympia? If the problem is his first place pays 400, second place pays 100 or whatever. Yeah, it's too much of a. I mean, listen, if it was half of the four, it might be worth it for him. Yeah. Pick up another $200K, but he can spend 100 to get ready for the show pretty easy. So it's a wash for him. He can go travel, do his business, focus on all his acting or whatever he's doing. And he's not going to lose money. He's going to lose money going to Olympia because he has to cut the time, the 4 months to train, 5 months, whatever it is. I just, you know what, I don't think he's still as popular as ever. Yeah. I think people understand what he's doing. And like I said, if Phil, you know, is at his best, he's not gonna lose to Kai Greene anyway. Yeah. So I don't blame what he's doing right now, to be honest.
Do you think it's a slap in the face to the IFBB or to the fans for not competing? Or
no, because he's still going to be. He's everywhere else. Yeah. He's even more places. Yeah. Because like I said, he's traveling instead of sitting home for the 4 months. Yeah. And you know what? They sent an invite, but you know, I don't know what happened in the first place. I know there was a lot of mix-up of, you know, contracts and whatever else, why he decided to bail.
Yeah.
But you know what? You want the guy to compete in all other sports or whatever. I don't know if it takes, you know, give us the guy some incentive to come or something. I don't know. It's really, I don't know what they're offering him.
Yeah.
So I can't make that decision. I can just tell you from the outside, I don't think it hurts him at all.
Yeah.
He's still going to be as popular as ever next year. These guys just come to Olympia, and truthfully, and not to be disrespectful to any of them, they all disappear after. No, we don't hear from them anymore. None of these guys are out there. Like, I mean, Sean's been traveling, doing his things at booth to booth, but like as far as like, you know, we don't see these guys in the media as much because there is no media.
Right.
I mean, everything's disappeared. I mean, the magazines are dead.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see any. I don't even go on forums and that kind of stuff anymore. Maybe you do, but I mean, it's stuff like now you just started this whole thing, and maybe you can get some of these guys on and give them some exposure. But besides their own social media, I mean, that's where it all is. You know, there's no buildup of like they have a press conference 2 days before the show. They should be starting it now and doing like
Battle
like
for the Olympia.
tours.
Yeah,
like press tours. Like, hey, we're building this. Let's go to the UK. Let's go to Australia. Let's take some of the guys and start hyping the thing. Sell the tickets. And try to make it a bigger show, but there's none of that going on.
Yeah, well, those are all good advice. You know, so coming from you, it says a lot. So, well, I'm glad we get to talk about Kai a little bit, and maybe you can reach out to him and get in his head a little bit.
He's not going to do it.
Well, we'll see if you're right. All right, guys, Dave Max 6 with 4-time Mr. Olympia Jay Cutler at his house in Las Vegas in his office, and then this was Muscle Beach TV, and I hope we get to do more, Jay, man. It was good to have you on the show.
Thank you.